My name is Angela Williams. I am a CEO Infinity with My Econ. And on tonight's training, I want to talk about my wealth system. And the reason why this is so important is we've had a lot of new people join our team. I'm super excited. I'm loving the growth. I want to welcome everybody, especially if this is your first time joining one of our training sessions. And I just want to make sure that people truly understand the power of My Econ, why they are in the business, and how the business can help them in the long term. But more importantly, I want to make sure that people understand that they have access to me. We have one of the fastest growing teams, but we are a well-trained team, and my entire team is winning. And what I will tell you is that if you follow my wealth system, a year from now, your whole life is going to look different. Your bank account going to look different. Um, your 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 successes in the business is going to be different. Your entire financial house should look different if you are applying these strategies every single day. And what you're going to find by the end of this presentation is that there's a lot of work to do in your finances, in your My Econ business. And I want you to make the most of it, because in 2 years, there's going to be some form of recession that's going to happen, because there's going to be a bubble that is going to bust. And you are going to find where the markets are going to be dropping, which they're already doing that now. You're going to be noticing that people are going to be losing the values in their 401k. You're going to see people losing their jobs and losing their homes. And so what I want you to do is I want you to get clear, and I want you to be razor focused on your finances right now, so that when that recession hits, you're going to be able to swim through the recession while everybody else is drowning. Remember that I said this. So I want to welcome you all to my wealth system that I have personally followed myself to get to a level that I needed to get to, and that I want to make sure that because you are tied to me, I want you to have the same success as well. First thing, for all new business partners that come into the team, you want to make sure that you are adding them in the Lifestyle Changers Facebook group. I suggest that you check the Facebook group out at least twice a day, because a lot of the announcements of events and training is always going to be posted in that group. Also, you want to make sure that all of your business partners have access to our training portal, which is the lifestylechangers.net. It is password protected. The password is rich. When you go to that training portal, or if you are a new consultant, you want to go straight to the new consultant tab, because it's going to take you step by step what you need to do to get your business up and running. We have a personal finance tab where it talks more about getting your financial house in order. We have some beginner investment information that is on the training portal, as well as marketing training on how to build a brand on social media, as well as ad copy that you can copy and paste on social media, so that you can start attracting people to you and building a organization at the same time. And more advanced training is also available on the training portal. We also, from the training portal, you can actually access our business opportunity exposure page. And the business opportunity exposure page has a webinar, a business opportunity webinar that your guests can listen to. So you can send people to that page. They'll be able to hear about the business opportunity. They'll be able to watch videos about the different products that My Econ offer. They're going to be able to see and hear success stories, and they're going to understand how we make money in the business. So that is a business opportunity portal that you can access from the Lifestyle Changers website, and also in the Facebook group. I posted the link to that business opportunity page. So you can give guests your business opportunity page, or you can give them directly the YouTube video for them to learn about My Econ, because it's really simple. All I want you guys to get really good at is press and play. That is it. Now, as far as our training portal, no one outside of our organization should have access to that website or the password. The passwords do change periodically. We also have another Facebook group that is called the Lifestyle Cash Flow Club. In that Lifestyle Cash Flow Club is tons of testimonies, because anytime you're building your business, people want to see your personal success, but they also want to make sure that there are other people that are successful that is around you. So you can use the testimonies that are placed in the Lifestyle Cash Flow Club so that you can share those testimonies with other people that you want to introduce the business to. So you want to make sure that you and your business partners have access to that success club. As a new consultant, you need to get started. So if you're a new consultant and you're watching this right now, you need to make sure that you download the MyEcon app to your phone. You also want to make sure that you download the Cash Flow Manager app to your phone. Also, when you are a new consultant and you go to the new consultant website, you are going to be able to go to watch the orientation video. So the orientation video is basically going to take you step by step how to get your business started, how to put receipts into your cash flow manager, because you have to keep your receipts, because these are going to be your business expense write-offs at the end of the year. So if you don't do nothing else, you need to keep your receipts. So every time you go out to eat, you put gas in your car, you pay your cell phone bill, you pay your car note, every time you pay your rent, utility bills, you want to put all those expenses, any traveling that you are doing, you want to make sure that you put those expenses into your cash flow manager. If you have children, at the very beginning, you want to set up to have them as employees in your business. So if you have a child that's over the age of 6, you do want to sit down and you want to hire them into your business. And what you want to do is you want to open up a custodial account at your bank with their name as well as your name on the account. And what you're going to do is you're going to be paying them regularly. And whatever it is that you decide to pay them, you're going to have to either write them a check, get a money order, certified check, deposit it into their bank account so that you have a record, and then you can pull that money out and you can use that money to pay your bills or to pay for your children's expenses and things like that. So if you have not already did that, I'm telling you, you're missing out on a lot of money at the end of the year, because remember, you can write off up to $12,000 in expenses per child. So you want to get your child hired into your business, and you want to start the process of depositing checks into their account. You need the documentation. You can't do transfers from your account to their account. You have to write them a check or give them a money order to deposit, and then put that deposit slip into your cash flow manager. And that is your documentation and proof that you are paying your child. So you just decide how much you want to pay. And like I said before, you don't have to pay them and leave the money there. You can actually withdraw the money and use it to pay your expenses. But it is an amazing tax write-off at the end of the year. Also, as a new consultant, you want to make sure that you adjust your W-4 or make the decision to adjust your W-4. You don't have to. You can adjust your W-4, get all your tax dollars up front, use your business write-offs on the back end to offset your tax liability so you never owe at the end of the year. And if you take some really good records, you should be able to adjust your W-4 and get a federal refund check. But if you decide you do not want to adjust your W-4, that is fine too. You still can use the business write-offs on the back end, and you probably can double, and in some people's cases, they may be able to triple the federal refund check that they're used to getting. So at the end of the day, it's all about documentation. Documentation beats conversation any day. Put it in your cash flow manager. And again, if you want to adjust your W-4, on our training center, under the new consultant tab, you will see my video that will take you step by step on how to adjust your W-4. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always get back to the person who sponsored you into the business. Now, let's talk about the 12 wealth system steps. Step number 1 is that you have $1,000 in your emergency savings account. That is the very first goal that I want you to hit when you partner with MyEcon. 55 million adults do not have $1,000 in their savings account right now that they can touch. They just don't have it. And so what I want you to do, especially for those people who adjusted their W-4s, I want you to set up a separate savings account. And I want your income shift money to go to that savings account. So if you adjusted your W-4 and it's giving you an extra $300, you need to be transferring automatically that $300 directly into another savings account. Because if you don't, you're going to make that income shift money a part of your life money. So that means that money is going to be used to do whatever it is that you feel like doing, and you're not going to see a difference in your life, and you're still not going to have no savings. So we want you to be able to use that money for savings, investing, and debt elimination. That is the only thing we want you to do with your money when you adjust your W-4. This requires discipline. But your life can change, but you're going to have to do different than what you're used to doing. So if you don't want to use the savings account at your bank, there are some great banks online that have some amazing savings accounts that are paying some really good interest. Marcus, which is a new savings account offered by Goldman Sachs, pays a little bit over 2%. There is a dollar minimum to open up that savings account. There's American Express that is paying 2% interest on their savings account. Again, the minimum to open is $1. And we have Ally, which is an awesome online bank that's offering 2%, $1 minimum as well. So your number one goal, first goal, when you come into MyEcon, after you adjust your W-4, is you need to save $1,000. Step number 2 is, now that you have $1,000, which means if you got $1,000 into your savings account, that means you're doing better than 80% of people in America. We're the richest country in the world, yet 80% of people don't have $1,000. So if you hit that point, you need to celebrate, because you're, again, doing better than 80% of the people in America. Now, step number 2 is that you're gonna stash up. Okay, so you want 3,000 in your emergency savings. So you want to go from 1,000 to 3,000. Okay, now step 2 to 12 is not where you have to, in order to go to the next step, you got to complete step number 2. This is something that you're going to be doing on a continual basis. The very first step I do want you to hit, and that's that 1,000 in your emergency savings account. Once you have $1,000 in your emergency savings account, you can actually split your contributions to do different things, from building up your emergency savings to investing to a debt elimination. So these steps are continuous. You should be doing them consistently together, okay, not one by one. All right, so step number 2, you want to increase your emergency savings to 3,000. I recommend that your 3,000 should be sitting in some type of money market account. Again, you want to have an emergency savings because things happen, especially if you are a homeowner. You know, your hot water heater could break, you know, your dryer could go out, your roof could start leaking, you could have a plumbing problem. There's all type of issues that come up when you are a homeowner. You might have a medical emergency. The battery might go out in your car. You might need to replace your tires, and you want to be able to have money to pay for those things without going further in debt and using a credit card. You know, so we want to make sure that you have your emergency fund really starting to build up. So you can keep that in a money market account. A great online money market account is actually Citibank. They're offering 1.85%. There is no monthly fees. They also have a savings builder program, where if you are contributing $100 a month toward building up that 3,000 emergency savings, they'll actually pay you 2.25% interest. So that's even better than a traditional savings account. So this is an option for you as you start to build your emergency savings, or you can use a savings account that's right there at your local bank. Step number 3 is that you start working on your credit. You know, MyEcon gives you a step-by-step do-it-yourself credit repair program. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you log into your back office. Under your income shifting membership, you should see the Smart Money Kit. When you click on the Smart Money Kit, you're going to be able to see all of the training modules. They are complete with video tutorials. Also on our online training center, I did a credit repair boot camp. So you can actually go to our training center, our training website, our team training website. When you click under the personal finance link, you're going to see my credit repair boot camp. And you can watch that boot camp because it gives you a little bit more details on the different process of being able to read your credit report, understanding what it's saying to you. Also, what items you might want to dispute, how to dispute is all in my credit repair bootcamp. So you want to take some time to start watching your videos and start learning. And also, you're going to be able to request your credit report from all 3 credit bureaus. Now, just to show you just how simple this is, on the left-hand side is an example of what our credit repair education system look like, and this is a dispute letter. So on the left hand side, the only thing that you need to be replacing in the letters is what's in red. So if we're looking at the left hand side, it's actually for your name, your address, your city, state, your social, birthday, the date, the address of the credit bureau. Then towards the bottom, you're going to see this box, and in the box it says list the name of the creditor that you want to dispute, the account number. That's it, you guys. That's it. Because the letter is already written with the Fair Credit Reporting Act jargon already in there. The language is already in there. All you have to do is put your personal contact information, and on the right-hand side, you can see an example. Capital One. Here's the account number for Capital One. Nelnet, which could be student loans. Here's the account number. Discover. Here's the credit card number. Provide verification because this is an unverified account. So basically what we're doing is we're forcing the credit bureaus to actually prove to us that these debts are actually ours. And we are asking for verifiable proof. That means that they have to have the agreement, the contract with our signature on it to verify that this is really our debt. And so this is how easy it is for you to start fixing your credit. It's already put together. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I cannot understand how people are paying $80 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month to someone when this is exactly what they're doing. They already have pre-written letters just like this, already written by attorneys, and all they're doing is copying and pasting your contact information and your account information in there. It takes them about 15 minutes, you guys, to send out a letter. And you only sending out one letter every 30 days. And so once you print these letters out, you are not going to sign them. Never sign your letters. Type your signature. The reason why I say never sign your letters is because there are technologies in place that can lift up your signature and put it on another document. So again, we're looking for people to verify that they have our original signature. So of course, we're not going to give it to them. So you're going to print it out. You're going to mail it certified. And then you're going to wait because the credit bureaus have 30 days to get back to you. They have 30 days. They have 30 days from the day they actually received your letter in the mail. So the day they approved and got hold of your certified letter, and you're going to be able to verify that because you sent it certified. It's going to come with a tracking number. You're going to be able to look that number up and know exactly when they took possession of that letter. And 30 days from that time period, they have to respond back to you with some form of documentation, some type of letter that you're going to get in the mail. You are going to want to run your credit report 45 days later so that you can see if any items have been removed or if there are any accounts that they have marked in dispute. That needs to be on there. If you run your credit report and you haven't heard from the credit repair company, there's another round of letters that you're going to be able to send out where they're going to have to remove the items off your credit report, okay? And also, even if you have sent a dispute letter and they haven't marked that you are disputing it, that is another reason that you can use for them to remove an item off your credit file. So again, it's really simple to do. We've had some amazing results with this system, and you all should be doing it. And the fact that you know how easy it is, many of you should be able to launch your credit repair businesses using these dispute letters and getting paid for it. Just like other people are charging people, you can do the same thing too. Now, step number 4 is that you do our personal finance session. And with the personal finance strategy session, when you go to our team website and you click on the personal finance link, you're going to see a bootcamp video for personal finance. You're also going to see a number of spreadsheets that I have put together that is going to help you get your financial house in order. So the very first spreadsheet that I do want you to complete is called the Lifestyle Changers Budget. And it's basically a cash analysis spreadsheet. And so what you're going to need is your bank statement from last month. And all you're going to do using your bank statement is enter your income and expenses. Now, this spreadsheet has every expense you can think of, from mortgage, your utilities, your gas, your phone bill, your cell phone bill, your car note, the gas you put in the car, any health insurance that you're paying for, any gym memberships you're paying for, any advertising to your business, the groceries, anytime you eat out, anytime you go to the movies, anytime you travel, all of those expenses is in this spreadsheet. Why am I having you do this? Because I want you to have an intimate conversation with your money. Because how you spend your money tells me your priorities in life, but also your spending habits. It's also going to show you wasteful spending, areas that you can cut back on so that you can increase your cash flow. So if you adjusted your W-4 and you getting back $200 a month, I guarantee once you go through this budget, you're going to find another $100 or another $200. So that's $400 a month that you can use to save, invest, and get out of debt. Okay, so what you want to do is fill this spreadsheet out. And once you fill that spreadsheet out, send it to me, because I would love to look at it, meet with you on a personal basis, or you can, of course, you want to meet with the person who brought you into the business. But also, I'm interested in seeing how much you actually saved, because there is a savings category in this spreadsheet. And what I have found is that a lot of people is paying everybody, but not paying themselves first. And so if you go through your bank account and your savings category is blank, you need to, there's some things you're going to need to change. There's some things to change. Either you're living over your limit, or you are not keeping up with where your money is going because you don't know where it's going, especially if you're using a debit card all the time and you're not actually using physical cash. You can find yourself overspending constantly. And so what you want to do is you want to actually update this budget on a monthly basis. And you're going to see the power of directing your money. Because from this point forward, every time you get money, you need to direct it. Either that money is going to pay a particular bill, or that money is going to savings, or that money is going to investments. You are going to put your dollars to work. The second spreadsheet that you must complete is the debt burner calculator. Let me check the group. Okay. The debt burner calculator. And what you're going to do is you're going to get all your debt together. So your car notes, your credit cards, your student loans, any personal loans, any payday loans, whatever you have, your mortgage. And I want you to put them into this debt calculator. So let's start on the left-hand side. You're going to enter the date that you're going to put the start entering your expenses. And under creditor information, you're going to list each creditor. You're also going to list the balance for each account. Let me get my little pointer here. All right. So you're going to list your creditor's name. You're going to list the balance on that account. And you're going to also enter the interest payment. Your interest rate, your minimum payment. And the cash flow category is actually something that is already calculated for you. You do not have to enter anything into that information. Now, here's what I want you to pay attention to. If you start looking at the Visa card, all right, when you look at the Visa card, you got a $3,851 balance. You paying 17% interest. Your minimum payment is $110. Now look all the way over here to the right-hand side. I have a column here that it calculates the interest piece of your payment. So look at this. Your minimum payment is $110. The interest that is taken out of that payment is $54.56. So even though you're paying $110 a month, 54 of it is going to the banks. The remaining amount is going to the principal balance. And so this is one of the reasons why people, when you're paying your minimum payment, you like, it just seemed like this debt is just not going anywhere. No matter how much I pay, it just seemed like nothing is happening. That is because of interest is robbing you. So it's important that you know this, because I want you to know how much interest you are paying. So once you put all your debt in, it's going to give you a total. So in this example, this business partner has $132,000 worth of debt. They are paying over $1,600 a month in just minimum payments. $1,600 a month. Now, once you adjust your W-4, you're going to see something very interesting, okay? Let's say, for example, you adjusted your W-4 and you're getting an extra $600 a month back. Well, in the monthly payment category, you're going to add $600 to your $1,683.73 minimum payment. So you're going to take what your total monthly payment is, add $600 to it, and this is basically telling you that you got $2,283 toward eliminating your debt. The bottom section of this worksheet is going to tell you when you're going to be debt-free. So in this example, our business partner who got $132,000 worth of debt, they are going to be 100% debt-free by September 24th, 2024. So by September 2024, they are going to be 100% debt-free. That is 5 years from now. And that means that in 5 years, their credit cards is paid off, their student loans is paid off, and their mortgage. This is the power of adjusting your W-4, getting that extra cash flow, and putting that extra cash flow to work in paying off your debt. This is powerful. This is extremely powerful. If you do not have income shifting, it will take probably about 15, 20 years to get out of debt and pay off a mortgage. But in 5 years, they can be debt free just because they joined MyEcon, adjusted their W-4, using the business write-offs to offset their tax liability, and taking that money and burning up debt. And because they're paying their debt off faster, they're also going to save $23,988 in interest payments. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see what happens if your income shift is more, or if you made some extra money in your business. So let's say you income shift your W-4, you're getting an extra $600 a month, but you are working your MyEcon business and you're making an extra $400 a month. Well, that's $1,000 on top of that minimum payment. So that means that your new monthly payment will be $2,683.73. Well, what happens when you add another $400 to the mix? Now you're debt free by September 2023. So that means that we are knocked off a year just by adding some extra cash flow to your income shift. So now they have paid off credit cards, student loans, and a mortgage in 4 years. And they cut the interest payments down to $19,688 because they paid their debt off faster. So that means that my business partner in the next 4 to 5 years is going to own 100% of their paycheck. Can you imagine being able to own 100% of your paycheck and you don't owe nobody? but groceries and some utility bills, but all your debt is paid off, there is nothing that you can buy that's going to feel better than you being debt free. Because that means that when my business partner is debt free, they got $2,600 to do whatever it is they want to do with it. They can take half of that money and put it right into their investment account like myself. I'm debt free. This is what I want for all of you. This is why you're in my econ. And what's brilliant about this spreadsheet is my spreadsheet also tells you which debt to start paying off first. See, what the mistake that most people make is that they just put a little bit of extra money everywhere. They put a little bit of extra money everywhere. I'm going to put a little bit on this card. I'm going to put a little bit on that card. I'm going to put a little bit on my card note. No, that is not how you do it. You have to direct your money and focus on paying down one debt at a time. And then once that debt is paid for, then you're going to take the minimum payment that you was paying on that debt, plus your cash flow, and you're going to go to the next debt. So my spreadsheet is not only going to tell you when you're going to be debt free, but it also tells you which bill, which debt to start paying off first. So this is telling you that you're going to pay your Discover card first. So you're going to put that extra income shift money on that Discover card minimum payment. And you guess what? You're going to have Discover paid off in 2 months. Now that your Discover is paid off, because you were actually paying Discover a whole lot of money, okay? So that minimum payment is now going to be rolled into the minimum payment for this Visa. So the second debt you're going to focus on is the Visa card. You're going to have Visa paid off in 6 months. Once the Visa is paid off, you're going to take the minimum payments that you was paying Discover, that you was paying Visa, plus your income shift, and you're going to go right to Capital One. Do you see how powerful this is? So everybody that is on this webinar, when you do your debt-free number, I want you all to be posting all over social media the year that you are going to be debt-free, 100% debt-free. I want you to put that on social media so that everybody can watch you work. The third spreadsheet that I want you to fill out is called an investment. It's for your investment account growth. If you have a 401k, you have a 403b, or you have a TSP, I have a calculator. And what you're going to do is it's basically going to tell you how your 401k is going to grow over time. Okay, so for example, if you are 40 years old and you plan on retiring at the age of 65, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up your 401k account and you're going to put your current 401k balance in there. Here's an example of a business partner who got a 401k balance of $58,500. Now, we all know if you are 40 years old and you only have $58,000 in your 401k, you are really behind. And you got to get really serious about funding your future. And so this business partner is making $50,000 a year. What is calculated in here is that you're going to get like a 2% raise every year. We hope. Now, if you get less than a 2% raise, you're going to be able to adjust that number. If you get more than a 2% raise every year, you can adjust that number. So let's say, for example, that she is contributing 5% of her salary to her 401k. Well, her employer gives her a 50% match on her contribution up to 5%. So all that is actually calculated in the spreadsheet for you. All right. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is where it says return, annual rate of return. You're going to look at your 401k account, and your 401k account should tell you what your return on investment is. Whatever that return of investment is, you also want to look at your 401k and find out what percentage of the mutual funds that they have in your 401k, what percentage of fees are they charging? So in this example, my business partner got a 10% return on investment, but they are charging 2% for fees. So her real return of investment is only 8%. And you have to be mindful of that. A lot of people do not realize how much money is actually being taken away from them because of the fees of a mutual fund. That is one reason why I really don't do mutual funds at all. But you need to know this, okay? And basically what the calculator on the left-hand side is going to say is that by the time she retires at 65, if she continues to contribute 5% every month at the same job that continues to give her the company match, she continued to get this raise, she'll have $781,000 in her 401k by the time she turns 65. That is amazing. This is the power of compounding. And if she can continue to maintain an 8% return on investment after fees. On the right-hand side is an example that I showed my business partner. I said, hey, okay, the 401k at your job is paying you 10%, but they're taking 2% out in fees, so you're really getting an 8% return on investment. I can actually show you other investment vehicles that you can place your money that's going to pay you a higher return than 8%. So let's just say that you were getting a 16% rate of return. You was paying 2% fees. That means your return on investment is 14%. Look at the difference in her money on the right-hand side. By the time she turns 65, she'll have $2.8 million. That is why you want to shop around. Like, even though you may have a 401k, you still want to shop around to make sure you can't find index funds that's paying you a higher return on investment where your money can grow even faster. So again, she went from $780,000 in the next 25 years to over 2.8 million. This is powerful, but you have no idea what your money is going to grow to if you don't do this analysis. You have no idea how much money you're losing in your 401k if you do not do this analysis. This is powerful. Now, if you are self-employed like myself, of course, you don't have a 401k. You're not getting a company match, but you can open up your own solo 401k. You can also open up a SIP IRA, and you can put index funds, ETFs, into those accounts, and you can use those accounts to grow your retirement. And we actually have higher contributions to our accounts if you're self-employed versus somebody who is working a job. The final worksheet that I want you to work on, and I have a number of additional worksheets that are out there, and I'm actually going to be adding some more. But the last one that I do want you to do during your personal finance session is I want you to calculate how long your retirement money is actually going to last you. And this is really serious. You have to know how long your retirement account is going to last. You need to know how much you need to be saving every month to hit your number. You have to get out of debt, because by getting out of debt, you'll be able to have more money to fund your retirement. So here's an example. This is actually some figures that I put in for someone that I was introducing the business opportunity to, who told me she didn't need my econ because she gonna have $250,000 in her retirement account from her company. Woo, okay. So what we do, we work the numbers. So she's gonna have $250,000 in her retirement account. She's earned about 8% interest after tax, after the fees. She's going to be withdrawing from her account monthly. She says she's going to need $2,000 a month. That's all she needs is $2,000 a month, and she could live off of that. Okay. Now, here's what most people don't understand. They don't understand the cost of inflation. So in this calculation, I have the inflation rate of 3%, because it's usually between 2 and 3%. She's 45 years old right now. And so the calculation at the bottom is basically going to tell her truth. And basically what it's saying is that in 20 years, she's going to be 65 years old. She's going to be able to retire. But remember how she said she knows she's going to need about $2,000 every month to maintain her lifestyle? And mind you, that's lowballing it, because depending on what state you living in, $2,000 a month may not be enough, especially if you haven't paid off your mortgage or you don't even have a mortgage, you're renting. So if you're paying rent, you're going to be paying rent for the rest of your life. And $2,000 a month may possibly not be enough, okay? But let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She only needs $2,000. Well, with inflation, that really means that by the time she turns 65, she's going to have to withdraw $3,612.22. That's how much she's going to have to withdraw to the equivalent of $2,000 a month. So what does that mean? That means that her retirement account is going to be able to pay her what she wants 83 times. So that means that by the time she turns 71, you see it in bold, the age at last payout, 71. So almost 72 years old, she's going to be out of money. So unless you plan on dying early, and we all know that you can live 80 years, 83 years, 99 years, it does not matter. By 71, she's going to be broke. And she's going to be depending on the government or her children to take care of her. She in this business right now. Because a lot of people never sit down and analyze their tomorrow. And I believe that's because people don't believe that the future is real. Everybody is living for today. Nobody's thinking about tomorrow. Your tomorrow is going to come. You are going to get to a point where you can no longer work. Will you be able to provide for yourself? And I want you to think about it. This is $250,000 in her retirement account that she thought was the bar, but it's not enough. Now, if her investment account was over $700,000, that's going to be enough. But what if her investment retirement account was over $1 million because she got out of debt? And she was able to take more of her paycheck and invest it in an investment vehicle that was paying double digits. And she had $1 million. Guess what? That $1 million account, with what she needs to live off of, will pay out for 51 more years. That means that her money will outlast her. That means that she will be leaving behind money that she could pass on to her children and her grandchildren. This is what we call generational wealth. So I want you to get super serious about your tomorrow. If you are in our biz, if you've been in my econ and you've been in my econ for 6 months, or you've been in my econ a year and you still have not done this step, shame on you. That is another reason why you're not where you want to be. You have to take time to sit down and do your homework. So if you are a new consultant in my econ, this is your homework assignment. You are going to go to the Lifestyle Changers team. You're going to click on personal finance, and you're going to do these 4 schedules. I also have worksheets out there for you to analyze your car note, as well as how to analyze your mortgage. So if you're thinking about getting a mortgage, I can show you how to get on a 5 to 8 year payoff plan so that you can get out of that mortgage the fastest. You know, a lot of real estate agents, they'll put you in the house, but none of them tell you how to pay it off fast. And that's what we're going to do. That's why you're in my econ. That's why you are on my team. Step number 5 is that you get to a place to where you have 6 months to 12 months of your living expenses saved. And I'm going to tell you, this is extremely important because, like I said, in 2 years, there's going to be a recession and there are going to be some layoffs. And you have to ask yourself, if you were to get laid off from your job, could you last 6 months? And I'm not talking about not paying your bills for 6 months and then hoping you get a job and then try to catch up. I'm talking about, can you continue to pay your monthly payments and your obligations every month for 6 months if you lost your job? What if you lost a job and you couldn't get another job in a year? Can you maintain, or are you going to lose it all? So you have to have emergency savings but you also want to have long-term savings. And what you got to understand is that only 29% of adults got 6 months saved. Only 29%. 18% got 3 to 5 months of their living expenses saved. 22% have less than 3 months. 23% don't have anything. Where are you? Where are you? So it is important that you do this, because again, you can lose your job, and especially if you're the sole breadwinner. You know, maybe you're married, the husband is working, your wife is at home maintaining the children, the household. If he loses his job, now what? What if you're a single mom and you only have one source of income? What are you going to do if you lose your job? You got to get serious. It happened to me. It can happen to you. And so when you're looking at your income shift money, I do want to give you a plan of action just to get started. Now, once you have, 3,000 or so in your savings account, you can shift your numbers a little bit. Once you hit 6 months of your living expenses, hey, you can shift your numbers. This is just to give you a guide. At the end of the day, it is up to you. It is the 40-20-40 plan. That means that when you income shift your money, plus the additional money that you find in your budget, you're going to take 40% of that number and you're going to put it towards your long-term investments. That means that's your retirement account. So whether it's your 401k, your IRA, what have you, 20% is going to go into your emergency savings so that you can build up your stash, so you can build up your 6-month savings plan, so you're doing a little bit at a time. And then the other 40% will go to debt elimination. What you'll notice about this plan is that 60% of that extra income shift money pays you. See, we don't believe in my econ that you should take all your money and get out of debt. Because if you took all your money and you got out of debt and then you lost your job, guess what? You ain't got no income. So you're going to end up using those credit cards again, because you're going to need it to float you because you don't have any cash. So we prefer that you build for you and pay you first, and then focus on debt kind of like on the back end. That is not the number one priority. Your number one priority is saving and investing. Step number 6 is what I call baby investing. See, in my econ, we want you to own a piece of America. And so what I want you to do, especially for those people who would like to own stocks, but you are not financially in a place to where you can buy full shares of stock, I want you to open up a stash account. What I love about Stash is you can open up Stash with as little as $5. There is a $1 a month fee. They have tons of ETFs, and ETFs are just, they're like mutual funds. And so they basically take a basket of stocks and then they put it into this ETF. And when you purchase the ETF, you get all of the, if the companies that's in that ETF, they do good, guess what? You can make more money from appreciation, meaning that the stock price goes up. And many of these companies also pay out dividends. So you can also earn dividends on these stocks. And these are fractional shares. So we all know Amazon is a very expensive stock. It might be over $1,600, but guess what? You can buy $50 worth of Amazon. You can buy $100 worth of Amazon, and you can build your way up over time. And that's what I love about Stash. It's an app. You can access it from your computer, but I found that the best features are actually through your phone. I am going to put my Stash referral link in, drop it into the group. I appreciate it if you click on that link. Once you set it up, you can pick your ETFs. Now, this is what you need to know. Many times when you start to build an investment portfolio, you need to pay attention to how much equities is in your investment portfolio. And equities means stock. You don't want to have an investment portfolio and everything is a stock. Why? Because as you know, the stock market goes down, kind of like what is happening today and what has happened over the last couple of days. So you want to be able to balance your money and transfer your money into different asset vehicles, okay? So to know how much stock should be represented in your portfolio, I want you to take your age. So if you are let's say you're, I don't know, let's say you're 38 years old, okay? When you subtract 38 from 65, it is going to tell you how much of your portfolio should be about equities. All right. So that will determine how much stock should be in your portfolio. So you want to have a little bit of stock. You want to have a little bit of bonds. You want to have a little bit of treasuries, and you can have a little bit of gold. You can even purchase ETFs in certain categories, like you can buy tech stocks, even though tech stocks is not doing that really good right now, but they are available. Clean energy, biotech. You can invest in artificial intelligence. You can even invest in gaming companies that make, like the PlayStations and things like that, and the different video games. Well, guess what? There's an ETF just for that, and it actually does really good. That you can actually put some money into. So again, this is just an overview video. I do have more detailed videos on the Lifestyle Changers Club under investing that talks more about stash, how to find different accounts in stash, what are some of the returns on investments for all of the ETFs. There is videos for you to watch. Also, what is new to stash is that you can purchase individual stocks. You don't have to just purchase an ETF. So if you want to own Walmart, you want to own Visa, you want to own McDonald's, and actually McDonald's is doing very good right now. If you want ExxonMobil, because ExxonMobil and Union Pacific pay some really good dividends. Nike is definitely a stock that you want to own. Boeing at the moment is going a little down in the markets, but there's a host of stocks that you're going to be able to purchase. So I recommend everybody get started with their Stash Invest. So you having that in addition to your 401k at your job. Also, you can open up a custodial account for your child, and you can start teaching them how to start investing. And they can buy Nike. Your kids can buy McDonald's. Your kids can buy Sony for PlayStation, and let them learn how to go online, look at the stock price, let them just learn the value of saving and investing. So this is the best time to do it, so you can open up those custodial accounts. Also, there's a company called Stockpile, and with Stockpile, they actually have stock gift cards that you can give to people. And I think that's a cool Christmas gift that you could give somebody. They do have $20 gift cards. And the reason why I say $20 is that if you give a gift of $20, you can actually maximum of $20, you can actually write that off on your taxes as a business expense. And you can put it under marketing. Why? Because My Econ is a personal finance education business. We talk about getting out of debt, and we talk about investing. So the fact that you gave somebody a stock gift card qualifies as marketing to, one, introduce people to your business, and at the same time you can give them a gift. So if it's $20 or less, I have everybody in the family with $20 gift cards from some stock. That's going to get them in the mindset to start investing, and it can be a tax write-off for you. And also, Stash have a debit card that you can get. So if you have any money sitting in your let's say you sell a stock, the money is sitting in your Stash account, you can actually have access to your money, and you can transfer the money back and forth to your bank account. There's also investment firms. You know how earlier I talked about how you want to do your homework and you want to find different investment vehicles that will pay you double-digit return on investments, and compare that to what your 401k is offering. One of the best accounts is Vanguard. I absolutely love Vanguard. It is a $2,000 minimum to open up an investment account. And this is basically, you're giving your money to the investment firm, and they're responsible for managing your money, okay? And they have different ETFs that you can invest in. So for example, they had a high dividend ETF The ticker symbol was VYM. Well, that high dividend actually paid out 19% last year. They have an S&P growth ETF, and that's basically a basket of all the stocks that's in the S&P 500. 17% return on investment. Mid cap growth, 17% investment. The Russell 2000 ETF, 15.29%. Consumer discretionary, which is basically stores, retail stores, 27%. Healthcare ETF, ticker symbol VHT, 19% return on investment. Information technology ETF, 34%. This is powerful, you guys. This is how you get double digit. Now, keep in mind, because of the way the economy is going right now, the way the markets are moving right now, these return on investments will probably be lower for 2019. I would say to expect single digit, but probably still better than your 401k. And what I love about Vanguard, they have some of the lowest fees ever. Now, Fidelity has just started a new program where they're offering 0 expense and 0 minimum investment index funds. That means you don't even need $2,000. You can go and open up a Fidelity investment. Now, here's the drawback. They only have 4 designated funds for this 0 expense, 0 minimum down. Okay. These funds are new. So at the moment, these funds do not have a return on investment. So you have nothing to compare it to. It is expected to do just as good as their total market fund that they do have available, that returns was about 7 to 10%. So even though Fidelity is offering 0 expense, no money down, things like that, you see it all over the commercials. I'm leery of it. I'm going to wait until I see performance before I would actually get in any of those funds that Fidelity is actually offering. I would say stick with Vanguard. And here's what's amazing, you guys, especially if you're self-employed. With these accounts, you can set up just a basic investment account, or you can set up a retirement account through Vanguard. So you can get a IRA through Vanguard, and you can pick the funds, the index funds that you want to have in your account. And what I love about index funds and ETFs, the fees are less than a mutual fund. So the mutual fund is not stealing all your money, okay? And if you are self-employed, what you will learn is that 30% of your commissions that you earn in MyEcon is not even taxed based on the new tax laws. Based on the new tax laws that President Trump passed, 30% of our income is passed through, which is basically means that we're not even taxed on the first 30% of our commissions. Now, we can actually set up an IRA. And again, remember, with your MyEcon commission check, you're not taxed. You're not taxed. So you're going to be able to invest your money, at least tax-free until you turn the age of 65. And usually the reason why that happens is by the time you're 65, your tax rate may be lower, so you end up paying less taxes. Now, for us, we plan on being millionaires, so that may be a little bit different, but it's not even going to matter. But I do love the fact that 30% of my income is not even going to be considered in taxes, and I can actually take that and put that into my retirement account. All right. Step number 7, passive income. For those of you that are in your MyEcon business, I know right now you've learned some things that you didn't know about. And so the question that I have for you is, why are you not telling people? You know people right now who are struggling financially. You know people right now who are drowning in debt. Why are you not telling them about MyEcon? See, when you build your MyEcon business, of course, when you share the opportunity with other people, you can make some upfront fast money. But the gold mine is in building leverage in your MyEcon business. And so what you can build is what I call a leveraged asset. And our asset is people. Just like your job, okay? Your job hire you for your experience, your expertise, and your time. They are leveraging you. You are their asset. In MyEcon, you can set up the same system by offering this opportunity to other people who want to open up their own MyEcon business so they can get their own financial education, so they can get their own business tax write-offs, so they can change their own financial house. And when you do that, as you start to help people, people are going to start helping other people. And before you know it, you're going to have a huge organization of financial coaches across the nation. And what I'll say to you is you take your business and build your business. I don't care if it take you 5 years to make 6 figures. It is worth it. So here's an example. When you come into MyEcon, when you sponsor your first 2 people, you become an EVP. Okay? And then I have a system called 2 and 5. And once you sponsor 2, become an EVP, I tell you to sponsor 5 more. So you're going to sponsor a total of 7 people. That's going to put $196 in your pocket real quick with this current promotion. It's a little bit more, you know, once we go to our go back to the old compensation plan. So once we go back to the old compensation plan, 7 people will put $244 in your pocket really fast. But let's talk about those additional 5 people that you got after your first 2. When those 5 people come into the business, again, you make $175 up front. You're making $5 a month in residuals. That don't even seem like a lot, right? Well, guess what? Those 5 people gonna do what? They want to build their own asset because they want their own passive income, because this income is coming directly out of MyEcon's profits. We want some of that money. So when the 5 people do what? Duplicate the system. Go get 2 and 5. Now you're gonna have 25 people in your organization. You're going to earn $625 from 25 new people coming into your organization. You're going to be making $80 a month. That don't seem like a lot, but guess what? That's $960 a year. That can go straight to your investment account. As the 25 people do what? Duplicate the system. Now you got 125 people in your organization. You have made $3,000 in upfront bonuses just from them coming into the organization. You're going to be making $455 a month. That don't seem like a lot, but that could cover a car note. That's over $5,400 a year, which can go where? In your investment account, or it could pay off some debt. As you start to continue to build your team, you get to infinity. Say you got 625 people in your organization. You're making $15,000 up front. You're making $3,500 a month. That's over $42,000 a year. So the lowest you make it as an infinity is about $45,000. That's the lowest, with the highest being $1 million. You start to move up the ranks and you start hitting CEO infinity. You got 3,000 people in your organization. You made $78,000 just in overrides of people sharing this opportunity with other people, because everybody knows somebody who got a job, who's being overtaxed, who would love to have more of their money, who would love to get out of debt, who would love to fix their credit, and who would love to invest. That'll pay you $28,000 a year. That's over $342,000 a year. That's 6 figures from your MyEcon business. You might not be making $342,000 a year now. You may not even have the ability to make $342,000 from your job, but you can in your business. If you have over 15,000 people in your organization, and it happens, our upline, well over 15,000 people. You made $390,000 up front just in bonuses. $153,000 a year. That's $1.8 million. It may take you 5 years to get to $1 million, but do you think it's worth it? It may take you 5 years to get to 6 figures. Is it worth it? It might take you 5 years to make another extra $40,000. Is it worth it? Because if you're at the infinity level and let's say you're making $40,000 a year, if you already making $60,000 at your job plus your MyEcon $40,000, you a 6-figure income earner. This is what I call income insurance, because the difference with your job is you don't own it. You don't control it, and you can lose it at any time. But your business, that's yours, and can't nobody take it from you. And with MyEcon, they allow you to will your MyEcon business. So put it into your will. You can make your children the beneficiary. And if anything was to happen to you, as long as your organization is intact, your children will continue to get these monthly residual checks. This is life. This is that beach money. This is, I can go away for 30 days and come back and I'm still going to get my check. You guys, I can blow my whole MyEcon commission check. Because remember, I'm debt free. So I can blow my whole check and not even worry about it, because next month it's coming again. Matter of fact, MyEcon just finna pay me Friday. We usually got to wait to the middle of the month for our residuals. As a Christmas gift to the Infinities, we getting it early. That's how amazing this company is. That's how much they want you to win. This will set you free. This is the gold mine. So if all you're doing is you joining MyEcon and you adjusting your W-4 and that's all you doing, you hustling backwards. Because the real money in the business. And I want you to think about this for a second. Let's say you are an Infinity. Well, what is our monthly membership? $34.95 a month. So you mean to tell me, and when you add that up, okay, $34.95 a month is $419 a year. And in return, you get $40,000. Where on earth you can invest $419 and make $40,000 a year? Where? Over 10,000% return on investment. The greatest asset that you can have is a business. So not only can you make residual income, not only can you make upfront income, but the tax advantages of having your business is worth thousands of dollars. People work all day just to have the government take the majority of their money. That's the biggest bill of their life. All they had to do is tie a business to their income, and they could change their life. And then you take your money and you direct your money. I'm telling you, if you can focus on these strategies, your whole life could change. Build your business. Tell people about it. Step 8 is the profit zone. See, if you ain't in the profit zone, you missing out. And see, in order to get in the profit zone, you got to have your financial house in order. So that means this is an invitation only zone. So everybody don't have access to it. And this right here, this will change your life. This is for those people who really want to fire their boss. Like, you really don't want to work for somebody else. Where you really want to make your salary from home. Where you're making money, you guys, every single day. Now, to get in the profit zone, you got to have $1,000 in your emergency savings. That has to be funded. You need to have about $3,000. Okay. You need a minimum of $1,000 just to open up a brokerage account. So this ain't no play money. This is for the people who have really got their financial house in order. You are invited into the profit zone. I'm guaranteed to change your life in here. And with the profit zone, you're going to have the opportunity to make $100 to $1,000 6 days a week. $100 to $1,000 6 days a week. Now the average is about what? An extra $500 a day. You multiply that by 6 days, multiply that by 4 weeks, and then multiply that by 12 months. That's $144,000 a year from the comfort of your home, with no selling and no recruiting. And you ain't telling nobody about MyEcon. And you ain't working your MyEcon business. And you are blowing your investment accounts. You are blowing your income shift money. The income shift money can fund this to get you where you really want to be. Because see, in the profit zone, you're going to get step-by-step education on how to trade the market, stocks, indexes, and Forex. You're going to learn about candlesticks. You're going to learn the patterns that candlesticks make. You're going to get my trading plan. So you know when to get in the market, when to get out of the market. And we got a system that works. We have a chart indicator that works. It guarantees an 80% win rate. Making money every day. You're going to have a practice environment. You're going to be connected to the stock market in real time. You're going to be given money so that you can start practicing, applying the trade strategy. You're going to get support. You're going to get mentorship. And then you're going to get access to our live trade house where we trade for profits. This is where you want to be. On the left-hand side, you see it. Made over $4,000. Took about maybe, I don't even know if it took an hour. It probably was less than an hour. Can you imagine making $500, $1,000, $2,000 in less than 30 minutes? We can make this level of income in less than an hour. 6 days a week. This is where you want to be. So this is why you're in my econ. You just don't know that's why you're in my econ, because you didn't know that this is available to my team. This is exclusive to my team. So if you in the Lifestyle Changers, you are in the right place at the right time with the right team. We're going to change your life. Everybody that's attached to me is going to win. But you're going to have to do the work, because you can't invest with car money and rent money. This is not a get rich quick. This is not flipping money. This requires a skill level. It requires discipline, but it also requires money. So we need you to save your income shifting money so that you can get in the profit zone, because this is where it's at. You can get laid off from your job and not even care, and you still making more money than you making at your job. That $4,000 is made in less than an hour. People got to work 40 hours a week to get $4,000 in a month. Got it in a day. Can you imagine how powerful that is? Can you imagine making $25,000, $30,000 in a month trading without selling, without recruiting, not begging nobody, just your skill, and all you need is your phone and a laptop? This is the real money through the laptop. This is the real money through the phone. This is how you turn your phone into an ATM. And only this team have access to it. So, get serious and get here. And again, to get an invitation, you got to hit some of those steps that we just talked about. Now, coming in 2019, because we're about to wrap it up. In 2019, we're going to be going and focusing on step number 9. I am going to have some professionals that's going to come in and talk to you guys about life insurance and making sure that you have adequate life insurance. You're going to know the difference between term life, whole life. There's some IULs that are out there. A lot of people get term life because it's inexpensive. Okay. And especially if you have small children, you definitely want to have some term life. And then most people, the difference between a whole life policy and a term life policy, they tell you to invest it. But we in my econ, we invest it anyway. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do with all the strategies, you should have $700,000, $1 million by the time you get ready to retire, to where all your needs are met if something was to happen to you. But you still can have insurance. So you want to be thinking about burial costs. You want to think about being able to cover expenses so that your children can still live comfortably. Think about any debt that you have. Do you want to fund your kids' college education? Those are things that you want to think about when it comes to life insurance. If you were to purchase $50,000 in term life insurance, it's basically, if your family has $25,000 in expenses every year, that means that your family is going to get $232 a month for 10 years, or $94 a month if you wanted to last them 30 years. If you got $250,000 in insurance, then your family can get paid out $2,000 a month for 10 years, or $850 for 30 years. So you can see that's powerful. Of course, when you have more income, you can get $1 million insurance policies where your family is getting $9,000 a month for 10 years, over $3,000 a month for 30 years. So it's some amazing things that you could do for your life insurance, especially if you have children. You want to pay off your home so that your kids always have a place to come home to. Your kids could lose their job, and it'll be amazing that they can always come to your home. Okay, so that's just something to think about. You guys also maybe want to think about long-term insurance, because a lot of people, you may find yourself not being able to take care of yourself, and you want to make sure that you have appropriate assurance for long-term care, and especially for a family member. So I'm going to have somebody coming in at the beginning of the year that's going to be talking about life insurance. I'm also going to be having somebody come in talk about the power of home ownership. Yes, we're going to have a real estate broker and a real estate agent come on in and talk to you guys about having a home. And here's what I want you to understand. A lot of you people, especially if you're paying over $1,000 for rent, you need to be in a house, because at least your house can pay you. At least that house, when it's paid off, can become an asset. You know, at least you can borrow against your house. You can't do that with rent. You don't own anything. It's all about having assets. So if you're paying over $1,000 in rent, you need to focus on getting a home. And again, I'm going to have somebody come in that's going to talk to you about home ownership, what you need to do. So for example, if your annual income, if you make $70,000 a year, then your mortgage payment should be no more than 29% of your income. So that means that your mortgage payment shouldn't be over $1,600. If you are debt free, then you can afford a house that's about $2,300. So this is a really nice chart. You know, if you're only making $50,000 a year, you want your mortgage payment to be no more than $1,200. If you're debt free, your mortgage payment shouldn't be no more than $1,700. You can use the income shift money again to stack up so that you can pay for the down payment, closing costs for your home. Of course, if you put down 20%, you don't have that PMI insurance. Also, you want to budget for your furniture. Don't put it on credit. You don't want to go into a house with more debt. Again, your mortgage payment shouldn't be no more than 29% of your income. If you're debt free, you can go up to 41%. And of course, if you got a credit score over 700, you can qualify for like 3.5 interest rates, because the interest rates are still low. Now is the time to lock in them houses. So I'm gonna have somebody come in and talk about home ownership. Also in next year, 2019, I'm going to have somebody that's going to be coming in, because we're going to be expanding our asset classes. So I've partnered with someone who's going to come in and talk about how to buy foreclosed property, how to rehab houses, how to flip houses. And they're even going to show you how you can use some of the money in your 401k to start becoming a real estate investor. And you're also going to learn how to buy tax liens. And then I'm going to be starting the Entrepreneur Corner, which is going to be a boot camp. As you all know, I've been a business owner for the past 11 years, and I am going to be providing you, especially for those who got a passion in your heart, you got a dream business idea, you just don't know what you need to do to make it happen. Well, in the Entrepreneurship Boot Camp, you're going to get a step-by-step blueprint to launch your business, from your business plan to your setting up your business entity. How, should you be incorporated? You know, should you do an LLC? How to get business credit, wholesale suppliers, marketing, branding. Yes, we're going to be supporting each other, and then we're going to put like almost like a little store in place, so that all people who have businesses, they'll be able to advertise their business in the store, and we're going to patronize each other. So I'm really excited about what's going to be happening in 2019. Again, it pays to know me. You are on the best team. And then finally, step number 12 is making sure that you all have wills and living trust in place. So I will be having somebody come in to speak on that. Basically, a will is just a legal document that is going to tell what you want to happen with your property and your assets, and how you want your inheritance to be given. Okay, so if you want to give money to friends, if you want to give money to charities, you need to have that in writing. You don't want the court system to decide where your money and who gets your money. If you are a single mom and you have children, you definitely want to make sure that you got a will in place, because you want to be able to say who you want to take care of your children just in case something happens to you. You need to be crystal clear about that. So we're going to go over that. I'm going to have somebody come in and talk about that. And I'm also going to be uploading, for those people who are interested in doing their own wills and live in trust without an attorney. You know, Susie Orman has an amazing will and trust kit. Those letters will be put in the Lifestyle Changers website, training website, and I will announce when that is there. And all you need to do is fill it out and go get it notarized. And you're going to keep it, of course, in a lockbox. So that is going to wrap up our 12 wealth steps. And so for many of you that is on here, it should be crystal clear to you that you got work to do. You have not done all that you could possibly do in your My Econ business. And you should definitely be sharing this opportunity with those that you love and all. All right, y'all? I know I went over time, but it was 12 steps, you guys. And so we're going to close this on out. I want to thank y'all for coming on. I'm going to be putting this replay, dropping it in the group. Just pass it on to your new team members. And that is it. All right, look at y'all. Y'all see Brian down there asleep? Look at Brian. Yeah, yes, you is. I see you. You don't be trying to talk now. I see you. I don't want to hear it. All right, y'all. Thanks, Adrian. Again, thanks y'all for coming here. My server is acting crazy. So, all right, y'all. Be blessed. Go out and share this opportunity with some people. Again, take advantage of this $27 membership. Can you imagine getting access to all this for $27? Unheard of. It's unheard of. So get out there and build y'all business. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm about to have me a little mini vacay this weekend. So don't be calling my phone and send me messages. I ain't answering y'all. I will see y'all on Monday. All right. Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye. You did great.
Good night, John Boy.
All right, y'all. Hey, Patricia and Jose on out there. We had Brittany out there. Loretta was in the house. Appreciate y'all.
Whose cute baby was that? Angela, you see that cute baby? Look at that cute baby. Oh, hello, sugar.
With all them.
I know.
Hey, way too cute.
All right, y'all. Bye, Pierre. Bye,
Bye. Enjoy your vacation.
Oh, yes, I am. Bye, Michael. Bye, John. I will see y'all.
Nika and Santina and Patricia, appreciate y'all coming on.
All right. Yeah. Good night. Y'all have a good weekend, y'all.
Good night.
Bye. Be safe.
All right. Bye-bye. If I can close now, y'all might be stuck with me.
Let's get this money, y'all.
That's right.
Michael, let's get it.
Yeah.